Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show where I am playing Pokemon Stadium. It has a name now, unlike where Episode 1 did not have a name. Well, it didn't have a name in the thing. If you saw the YouTube video title, you see that it has a name now. This is called Stadium Brats. I'm Chase Kennecke. I brought a guest. Guest, say hello.
Hi. Stadium Brats is a great name.
Yeah.
Great graphic.
Brats, you know.
You would think if anyone has
What is
seen
that?
the
Is that a
graphic,
homophone?
which I assume people have seen the graphic if they clicked on this thumbnail.
I hope so.
In the Pokemon universe, do you think that they eat Pokemon?
I believe that's been talked about in some way, shape, or form.
I know there's some podcast out there that has theorized this before. I don't care about being the first one. I want to know your opinion now.
In Gold and Silver, I believe that the Team Rocket are cutting off the Slowpoke tails in one of the early towns because they say they're a delicacy.
Right, but that's an extremism. Do you think there's just casual Pokemon eating?
I don't think Team Rocket was planning on eating the tails. I think they were going to sell them to other people to eat them. So I feel like they are something that you might eat.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'd eat a Pokemon. Depends on the Pokemon, but
yeah. Which Pokemon would you eat? What are some examples of Pokemon you would not eat?
Man, that's a. Well, let's go. Let's why don't we go into a battle?
Oh, I'm the guest. I'm Pierce Courchaine, and I'm asking questions about Pokemon eating.
Yeah, you're asking questions that shouldn't be answered, honestly. Yeah, maybe when we choose some Pokemon here, we can talk about their viability for consumption. Pierce, you're a good friend. You've shown up on a number of podcasts and other things that I've done. Gamers on the Go. You've been. Have you done anything on the Casual Hour? Yeah, you were on some.
Yeah, I was on a Casual Hour episode. I was on a World 8 episode way back in the day.
Nobody needs to know about those.
Don't Google that. Gamers
I don't
on the
even
Go.
think you can Google it anymore. I think those are just
I have
gone.
a podcast with you, actually. Did you know that?
You know what? That's a good point. I should have led with that.
Yeah. Our podcast is called Pilot Program, and it's about watching pilot episodes of TV shows.
Yeah,
and it's currently on hiatus.
First episode of every television show ever made. It's currently on hiatus, but not for much longer because the strike is over.
That's right. Solidarity. We won.
Yes, Pierce and I specifically won. We did our part. So yeah, that show might be coming back. Anyway, this show is about playing Pokemon Stadium with just the rental Pokemon that are available in here. Last time we did the Petite Cup here, and now we have to choose what to do next. We've got. I'll tell you, if we go to the Poke Cup, there's actually a bunch of sub ones. I guess you got to do Pokeball first.
Makes sense, yeah.
Same deal for Prime Cup. But if you go into the Pika Cup, that's just like the one cup. So you want to just do two guys, one.
No. I want to go back. I want to play one of these other cups.
Okay.
If we were to go and do a Great Ball Cup, would that be out of your level?
I cannot do the Great Ball until I do the Pokemon.
All right, so here's my thing. I was thinking the Poke Cup because a Tauros is a Pokemon that I would probably eat.
Fair enough.
Tauros
Tauros also an incredibly good Pokemon from Gen 1. This is kind of Gen 1. Pierce, what do you know about Pokemon Stadium?
I know very little. I was a PlayStation boy. Even though I love Pokemon, especially Gen 1, this was a little past my time. This came out in 2000?
I really should have looked that up. It's at the beginning.
That's okay. I think it's 2000. And I was kind of past Pokemon at that point.
Wow.
I know. I was an adult at 10 years old.
You found it back though. You're back.
Now I'm all for it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This came out in 2000. I just didn't have access to it, so I didn't play a lot of it. I was mostly focused on Red and Blue and then Gold and Silver, which I guess came out after this, so it's not like I was really past it.
It was just about the same time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. if you don't have like, listen, the barrier to entry as a 10-year-old, being a full ass console is very high. So I never
Fair
played it.
enough. Fair enough.
I've actually seen very little gameplay of this, so I'm excited to watch this.
But you are familiar with Red and Blue, so you kind of know about some of the ways that Gen 1 works, especially compared to later
Sure.
Pokemon generations, where some moves are really good in Gen 1 and they're not nearly as good in Gen 2.
Right.
Like
Yes.
like Hyper Beam is one of those moves. I think I talked about it on the first episode, but one of the reasons that Tauros is such a good Pokemon in Gen 1 is you can give it Hyper Beam. It has Stab, which means it's a same type attack bonus. Tauros is a normal Pokemon. Hyper Beam's a normal move, so it gets a boost in its damage. So Tauros can use Hyper Beam. It's got huge attack, and it can just destroy things. And because in Gen 1, if you kill something with a Hyper Beam, you don't have to recharge the next turn like you would in future Pokemon titles.
Okay. It's like balls back in beer pong.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Tauros beer pong champion.
Yeah,
in Gen 2, even if you knock out the Pokemon, you still have to recharge the next turn. In Pokemon Stadium, what we're playing right here, they kind of adjusted the rules a different way. So this is almost like Gen 1.5 in terms of its mechanics. In this one, Hyper Beam, if you use that move, even if it misses, you still have to recharge, whether you defeat the opposing Pokemon or not, which is not how it works in any other Pokemon generation. Also, because of these rental Pokemon, Tauros doesn't even have Hyper Beam, which makes him less of a good Pokemon. He has Double Edge, which is still pretty good. In fact, Double Edge works differently in this game than any other generation, where, kind of like Hyper Beam, if you knock a Pokemon out with Double Edge, you don't take the recoil damage like you would in any other generation. It's very odd.
Okay, yeah,
but
that's
Tauros has a
odd.
pretty
We're
big
looking at a
moveset.
menu right now, though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Stop explaining.
We'll play the game.
Okay, play the game.
We need to choose 6 Pokemon here to take in.
Amazing.
In any of our battles, we only use 3 of them, but we get to choose from 6.
Okay.
So name some Pokemon you like, Pierce. Let's see how they shape up in Stadium.
All right, my favorite Pokemon of all time is Gyarados.
Okay. Classic Pokemon.
Yeah,
Water, flying,
100%,
not a dragon.
Yeah, I really like the second evolution Pokemon as well.
Yeah. This is not a terrible moveset. I mean, Stab Surf is good. Dragon Rage is not so good, but in here, because everything's level 50, the HP is so low on a lot of Pokemon. Dragon Rage is somewhat viable. Fire Blast isn't an amazing move. It doesn't really have coverage that Gyarados needs. And Bite is kind of whatever, but it can make things flinch. So that's not a terrible one. We could totally choose Gyarados.
Oh, I didn't think this was a choice. I thought this was I get to choose.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll let you choose 3, and then maybe I'll choose 3.
Okay, I really like second evolution Pokemon, so I really love Haunter.
Okay, Haunter, I believe, is supposed to be really good in this game, because like Gengar, Thunderbolt, Nightshade, Hypnosis, Confuse Ray, not terrible. It'd be nice if you had Psychic. You know who does have Psychic? Haunter.
Interesting. Okay.
So Haunter, maybe even kind of better. Mega Drain, Explosion's actually a pretty good move in this kind of a format. So yeah, I'm totally cool with taking Haunter.
Okay.
Who else?
So the next second evolution that I really love is Nidorino.
Okay. I also really like Nidorino.
Horn
I
Drill?
don't know if it's
I don't
know if it's good in this game. He does have Horn Drill.
Okay.
So Horn Drill, interestingly enough, and hey, we're just talking about shit over menus. So in Gen 1, Horn Drill only hits Pokemon with lower speed than your Pokemon, or than the Pokemon it's attacking. They took that out of this, so now Horn Drill could hit everything. It just is the low percentage accuracy move that it was always meant to be. Thunder, very inaccurate move. Double Edge is okay. Focus Energy is another move that was bugged in Gen 1. If you ever tried using Focus Energy in Red and Blue and Yellow, the move is supposed to, I believe, double your crit rate, or at least raise your crit rate. In Gen 1, it glitched out to the point where it gives you a 0% crit rate if you try to use focus energy. It literally does the opposite of what you want it to do.
So you can never use. There's no reason to use it ever.
Correct. It's a completely dead move.
That's
in
interesting.
Gen 1.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fucked. Which is why it's very funny when the opponent does it to you, because you're like, well, you just screwed yourself. You wasted a move and you screwed any future moves you could do. We'll take Nidorino, but I'm gonna tell you I don't.
I mean,
know
I
if
would
we'll
do a
have many.
Nidoking in replace of that.
You know, Nidoking does have Earthquake. Having something with Earthquake is really good. Okay, we'll do that. Also, Substitute in this game is massively buffed. Where I think in Red and Blue you don't get hit by Sleep, and maybe you don't get hit by Confusion or something. But now I think it's all statuses don't affect you if you have a Substitute out, which is pretty good. Rage is a terrible move. It will continue to be a terrible move. But Horn Drill, Earthquake, not too bad. All right, I think those are relatively good picks. Not bad, Pierce. Let's see what like a classic Charizard would be.
Ugh, wow. Be more basic, dude.
Okay, all right, fine. I like Electabuzz as a kid.
Okay.
How does Electabuzz look these days? I usually like the ones that don't evolve.
Yeah. Scyther, Electabuzz.
Yeah, I was always big fans of those.
Yeah.
This is actually a pretty solid moveset. Thunder Punch, Psychic, Thunder Wave. I think we can take that. I was always a big Kangaskhan fan back in the day.
Sure.
Kangaskhan
Dizzy
has
Punch.
which is pretty good. Kangaskhan's that real shit special though. So Thunderbolt and Surf are gonna be real bad. I'm gonna say maybe we don't do that. What do we need here, coverage-wise? Maybe a grass Pokemon?
Yeah, that would probably be good, or a fire Pokemon.
Okay. Grass and fire. Flareon has Fire Blast. Another thing here, because these are all rental Pokemon, Fire Blast will always have just 5 power points. There's no power point ups anywhere, so you can't make it any better than it's already is. Fire Punch isn't terrible. That also has Psychic. Not everything needs Psychic though. That's probably a little unnecessary. What about Tangela? Does have Toxic. Toxic's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Toxic Mega Train strats. We could maybe get away with something like that. Let's try it.
A little
Let's try
hybrid.
it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think actually Executor is supposed to be really good, but
But he's such a dummy.
yeah, he is kind of
He just looks like an idiot. Listen, if there's one thing I know about Pokemon, it's that you have to pick the ones that look the coolest.
Fair enough.
What do we need? A fire still?
Couldn't hurt.
Arcanine, yeah.
Growlithe actually has a much better moveset.
Yeah,
Why don't
let's
we
do
take
Growlithe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like always having the highest evolution of people.
And one of the things with this game is they've really kind of leveled the playing field to make Pokemon that would feel very unviable into much better ones, and ones that were killers are less viable in this game. So like a Pokemon like Gengar, it depends on its moveset, one, which we just looked at some of that moveset stuff, but it also just some of the stats. They lowered some of the stats for different Pokemon and raised them for other ones. So even something like Zapdos, which, that's a legendary Pokemon, it should have really good stats compared to most other things. They lowered its stats purposefully to make it more on the same level as anything else.
That's cool. I like that.
Which it's cool. It's weird. It makes this game kind of interesting, and that's why I wanted to do it, because it kind of puts us in a weird box for some of this stuff. Okay. They've got 3 poison Pokemon, so definitely something with Psychic here. I think Haunter is going to be an easy pick because it has Psychic. Haunter's also just an MVP. Any of the Ghost Pokemon are, in that they just completely negate normal moves and fighting moves. So this guy's got 3 fighting Pokemon.
Yeah, he's gonna have a good match here.
It's gonna be tough to beat him. I think we also want to go with Electabuzz because it has Psychic as well. And then maybe Nidoking, because
that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah,
it has the Earthquake that beats the poisons. If anything tries to poison something, Nidoking has resistance to that. So let's go with those 3 and see how that works.
Are the matchups random? The Pokemon that they have on their side, or is it set every single time?
That's a great question. I don't remember.
Okay.
I beat everybody that I came up against in the first cup that I did, so I really don't know. Okay,
I
they
love
started
seeing
off,
the size differential.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's so cool.
So here's I mentioned this in the first episode, but I'm going to tell you too, Pierce. The scariest thing to me is I am not using an original Nintendo 64 controller, so to hit the C buttons here, it's mapped to the right stick. And I'm very scared that I'm going to hit the stick in a direction that is not what I mean to hit it.
If you're a bad gamer, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be real scary with Haunter. I hope that I hit Psychic and not Explosion. that would be bad. That would be bad. It would probably still kill Nidoran.
Yeah,
but
I would think so,
yeah, Psychic. There you go. That's what we were looking for. So yeah, look at that. Nidoran has 1 more HP than Haunter. Isn't that fucked up? That should
how is that fucked up? Right? I like that. I like that other Pokemon are viable in this.
I like it too. It's just it makes your brain change a little bit.
Sure.
This isn't the way I remembered it being. That's not.
Does Ekans always have an orange belly like that? That seems.
I think that all of the opponent's Pokemon are shinies.
Okay. Gotcha.
As a way to combat figuring out which Pokemon is which. So I do think that's a slightly differently colored Ekans compared to.
Let me ask you another question that you might not know the answer to. When were shinies introduced into the Pokemon series? In Gen
Gold
1?
and Silver.
Gold and Silver, okay.
So Gold and Silver, but if you brought in Gen 1 Pokemon, they could be shinies when you brought them into Gen 2. I can't remember what exactly was the thing that triggers them to be shiny versus not.
Mm-hmm.
But so technically, there could be shinies in Gen 1. You just don't know it until you bring them into Gen 2.
I see. Okay.
That was an easy battle.
Yeah. That's great. This is going to be a short episode.
They will not all be this easy. We do have to take down 6.
This is it. We got the super team, bro. This is the 92 U.S. Dream Team.
And we got a perfect, which means we get an extra continue.
Okay, cool.
So we do have to fight 8 trainers in a row. We can lose, but we'll see. Okay.
So what is the progression system like with this? Do you get like a little check mark when you defeat one of the cups, or is it just sort
you
of,
get like a little trophy
Okay.
that shows up on the screen, and then also it'll unlock the next cup for that. So that'll unlock the Great Ball when we defeat the Pokeball League here.
Nice.
Okay, we've got 3
grass and electric.
3 electric, 3 grass. I think Nidoking's going to be great here again because the digging, or because of the earthquake and avoiding all the poison stuff that they got. So I think we'll lead with Nidoking. I think Haunter's actually still going to be good. That Psychic is going to work against all of these grass Pokemon because they're all grass poison. And then, God, I hate to just have the same team.
Well, put Growlithe in there. Put Growlithe in there.
Yeah, we could put Growlithe. And Growlithe has Dig. You're right. Growlithe does have Dig. Growlithe actually, you know what? Let's reselect. Let's start with Growlithe because it has coverage over all of these.
See someone new also.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't seen Nidoking yet, I guess anyone would be new.
Growlithe's a good Pokemon.
Growlithe's cute. I never really used Growlithe a lot because he's exclusive to Red, I think. And I always played Blue.
Vulpix was Blue.
My brother had Red, and we didn't trade very often for some reason.
That's the point of the game. You're
I know.
To trade.
Well, that's the point. That's the capitalistic point of the game.
These colors are definitely different because those Magnemite magnets are off color.
And Dig is effective on Magnemite, even though he's hovering. Is that only?
There are no abilities for Pokemon yet. That came in Gen 3, so it does not have Levitate. Yeah. But it's also not a Steel type because we're not in Gen 2 yet, so it's only an Electric type. So
that's interesting. Yeah, it is a 1.5, isn't it?
Quadruple. Yeah. Okay. I think we just used Flamethrower, right?
Yeah.
Growlithe actually has a killer moveset here. Body Slam. Body Slam's a great move. So you know that Body Slam has a chance to paralyze Pokemon, yes?
Yes. I did know that, actually.
Interestingly, I think this might also just be a Gen 1 thing. I could be wrong on this, but Body Slam, and we're going to use that move right now. Body Slam only can paralyze Pokemon that aren't normal type.
Okay.
And I think it's the same for Thunder Wave. Is that Thunder Wave won't work on electric Pokemon, but it could work on everything else except for Ground, because Ground completely resists it to begin with. So you could never paralyze a Snorlax with a Body Slam.
Okay.
Which
makes sense to me. Sure.
It does. Ooh, I think I hit Flamethrower instead of Dig. So that's on me.
That's okay.
That was not a misclick. That was
We're gonna win this
that
battle.
was just me being an idiot. Yeah, I think we've got this. Oh, you know what? Flamethrower was just fine.
Yeah.
The stab Flamethrower. That worked. That worked just fine.
Alrighty.
Look at that good boy. Look at that good boy in his
Good
tub.
boy. End battle.
2 down. Feeling good. Another perfect.
So there's no like if one of them faints, that we lose them for the next battle or anything.
Correct. Yeah. This is not a roguelike or anything like that.
Hmm.
If we lose a Pokemon, we don't get
Be
the
a whole
extra
lot
continue
cooler if you
bonus.
did.
Pierce, have I got a game for you? It's called Pokemon Emerald Rogue, and I just wrote an article about it last month on GamersOnTheGo.com. You can read all about it and how cool
It's one
that
of those
game
homebrews.
was.
It's one of those
it's a
fake
ROM.
Pokemon.
It's a ROM hack, but it's incredible. It's a
Isn't
really,
Mystery
really cool
Dungeon
idea.
sort of a roguelike? Am I misremembering this?
Yeah. It's kind of it's got a permadeath thing to it. Maybe not the Pokemon version. I think other Mystery Dungeons are permadeath.
I haven't played a lot of the ancillary
Yeah.
Pokemon.
All right, we got a couple of fighting Pokemon. Ghastly's Poison, Geodude's Rock Ground. Haunter has things for all of those, so Haunter's probably the right call here to start with. The only thing that really scares me would be Drowsy. I don't think Clefairy on their team would have a Psychic move. I could be wrong. But I think Haunter's definitely a pick. We'll start with Haunter. I think Gyarados might be a good one here.
Hell yeah.
I think Surf does decent damage to most of these things.
So, would you mind putting Gyarados first, and just so we could see him?
Sure, we can do that. Gyarados first. It's your fault if we lose a Pokemon.
Sure.
And then
There's
Haunter,
no penalty for losing a Pokemon though.
We don't get the extra continue. So if we lose
There's
later,
no penalty to me if we lose a
okay,
Pokemon.
fair. There you go. That makes more sense. You know what? Maybe we go Tangela. It's just straight grass, so like the psychic moves won't bother me. I don't think Tangela is very good, but just for funsies, to say that we used him.
Yep. I do like that there's some sort of guesswork involved in terms of looking at your opposing team's potential.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's random which Pokemon they're going to choose to go first and which Pokemon they choose in their 3. Do we leave this Gyarados out and use probably Surf or Bite?
I was
do we
thinking
switch
Bite.
them out?
No, I think we should leave him out. I want to see him.
Okay, let's try
cook.
Bite.
Let him cook, dude.
Okay, let's try Bite, and maybe we'll get a flinch off it. Bite is still a normal move in Gen 1 here because there's no Dark type yet.
This is the worst part of Pokemon now.
It missed. We're fine.
Okay.
Also, Pokemon Stadium, I believe, changed the way that that Sleep works. I think Sleep has a set amount of turns that it can go up to, whereas in Red and Blue, I think it can go even longer.
I mean, that's the
Surf
problem
didn't get
with
the job done.
Oh damn.
So try again.
I mean, this is my biggest. Like I said, I love Pokemon, but these turn-based battles can drag on with delay tactics like hypnosis.
They can, but they're still an important part of the game.
How so? Like especially in Gen 1, at what point does something like that give a disadvantaged Pokemon a chance to upset another Pokemon?
It's more of like a switch-in thing. If you can put a Pokemon to sleep, you can do a safe switch-in. I am not a competitive Pokemon battler. I've never gone to Pokemon Showdown. Probably never will. but I do like watching videos from some different people who talk about Pokemon metagames.
Mm-hmm.
There's one I mentioned on the last episode called Big Yellow, and they actually did a video about Pokemon Stadium rentals, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this in the first place. Because this website, Pokemon Showdown, where you can, which is not sponsored by Nintendo or Game Freak at all, don't get them in trouble. You can do online Pokemon battles, and they have a bunch of different formats baked in. So you could do like a Gen 1 rule set. So you can only bring in Gen 1 Pokemon. It works with Gen 1 rules. You can do up to like Scarlet and Violet and use Scarlet Violet rules. And there is a format that is Stadium rental format. And these Pokemon are locked into the move sets they know here in Pokemon Stadium. And the rule sets are the same for that as well. But it's a way of playing that online in a much easier way than, dealing online with anything Nintendo.
Which,
but
God
they
bless.
also, yeah, totally. I'm glad that somebody is doing that work. But yeah, Big Yellow does a lot of videos talking about like, here are Pokemon that are viable in Gen 1 if you're ever doing like a Gen 1 battle. And here's like the history of their viability. This Pokemon used to be in like the overused tier, and now they went to underused. And
that's crazy.
And why did that happen? And I just think that's fascinating stuff.
Yeah,
it
is.
Like these super niche things, and to see people talk about them really passionately.
My first experience with EV was in college also.
Yeah.
And this was, far beyond Gen 1. I think he was playing on Gen 3 maybe. And just the explanation of EV training to me was fascinating because it was a world that I did not know existed, and yet I considered myself a huge
you just battled the Pokemon that
yeah.
Right, you just battled the Pokemon that were in front of you, never thinking like, oh, if I fight a bunch of Ponytas, they give me speed stats?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's just wild,
Who would think that?
And it wasn't very publicized early in the in the cycles.
Game Freak and Nintendo certainly didn't want to tell you about it. But it's cool that they baked it in so that not every single Pokemon was exactly the same, because that would have been the other option. I chose Tangela to start here because Grass just beats everything here. Shelder might have an ice move, but other than that, I think we're pretty solid. And then I chose Haunter and Electabuzz as the backup. I think
that sounds great.
I think those are good picks. Look at that! Look at that silly guy. I always liked Tangela, but he's just been so bad. I was so happy when they made Tangrowth. I think Tangrowth is a silly thing. I'm gonna try something here, Pierce. I'm gonna try using Growth, which I believe ups our special, and hope that this Horsey does not have an ice move, because if we can up our special one stage, maybe even 2 stages, I think our Mega Drain can destroy the rest of this team.
Okay. But
it had Blizzard, so we're fucked.
Whatever. I was just looking up the Tangela.
Oh, actually, look at that. We're fine.
The Tangela Pokemon card in the recently released expansion, Pokemon 151.
Yeah.
The Scarlet and Violet. They have I guess this is an illustration rare. And it's a very cute one. Tangela with a buddy swinging on a tree.
Look at that shit.
Which I was really happy that Tangela got some love in a illustration rare. Some kind of rare card.
It's a solid Pokemon. All right. That Blizzard isn't doing much damage to us, but if it does freeze us, we are screwed. So I'm gonna just try to take out this Horsey while I can. We might upgrade our special again with Growth on the next Pokemon, depending on what it is. But that Horsey, if it froze, which I believe in this Blizzard has a 30% chance to freeze, I think that would be shortened to 15% in future generations. That would have been really bad for us. This Cubone could have a fire move. It's possible. But I think it would have a bad special stat. So I think we're safe to do another Growth here. Also, this is before the special split that happened in Gen 4, I think. So there's still... Yeah, it did have Fire Blast. Look at that. But Pokemon have different... like they have a special defense and a special attack stat in later Pokemon games. Or wait, sorry. When I said special split, I think I meant the physical special split.
Yep.
The special split happened in Gen 2, where there was a special defense stat and a special attack stat. Whereas in this one, it's just called special, and it counts for both attack and defense. So a move like Growth is doubly good in that it's going to increase your defense and your offense at the same time. Whereas a move like Calm Mind is something that's that you want in later generations, because it does the same thing, but it's affecting 2 stats compared to just special attack, which I believe Growth does in those later ones. You're just learning.
Are you
You're
reading
learning...
off notes right now, or is this
I'm not.
just all from the dome?
This is all from the dome, and it's from a deeply unwell Pokemon fan.
No, I respect it, because these are not things that I am aware of, despite my love of Pokemon, like I expressed earlier.
Yeah.
I'm really not familiar with sort of the deeper strategies here. I just kind of picked the most powerful Pokemon and just picked the most powerful move.
Totally
in the battle.
fair. This thing's using Minimize strats, which I think is lame, but we killed it. You can't use Minimize forever. You can only be so evasive.
It's true. Yudi.
Look at our good boy. That's a better boy
He's
than
a good
Growlithe
boy.
for sure. All right. Well done.
Get down with that. Yeah. We're moving.
This will get tougher. Maybe not in this
you.
cup. Maybe not in this cup, but I think once you get to like Master Ball tier,
Sure.
things are
I've only
certainly
signed up
going
for
to
this
get
cup
harder.
though, so
Yeah.
my self-respect is dependent on this. If we just wipe everyone here, then I know that I picked a good team.
Okay.
Along
fair
with
enough.
you. Yeah.
All right. Ghastly, Tentacool, and Zubat all are poison. So again, Haunter or Electabuzz would be good. Actually, Electabuzz is probably a great one because
Let's
it
break
can
'em
also
out,
deal
yeah.
with the Goldeen. Butterfree
Tentacool, yeah.
is flying, so that would still help against that. I think.
Yeah.
I think in this generation, Electric actually is weak on Bug, or it's not very effective against Bug. So that might just do normal damage to Butterfree. We'll need something to deal with that Vulpix. Gyarados is probably a good pick for that. So we'll bring in Gyarados, and then it's kind of a crutch, but we're gonna bring Haunter in. Haunter's just so good. Haunter's such a great switch in if we think that it's going to use a normal move.
Yeah, he can be a he can back clean up.
Yeah,
Baseball
he
reference.
wall
You
a
like
lot of
baseball?
stuff. I do enjoy baseball. You're right.
What did you think of
all
the
right.
World Series? Are you
I
happy
was
with
very
who
happy.
won?
I was very happy. I wanted the Rangers to win because I had a couple fantasy players who were on the Rangers. Most notably, Adolis Garcia, who is, man, what a man. What a man, what a man, what a mighty fine man.
What about our boy Max Scherzer, MIZZOU?
Sure, he was also on my fantasy team, so, I did appreciate it. Oh, we're going to get hit.
boy.
Hurt ourselves. Not great.
Attacked itself, yeah.
Yeah, I like a good old Max. He was certainly not himself in this postseason or
He is
this
old.
year. He's getting a little bit older. But still hung in there. It was kind of funny that both of those guys went out in the same game and didn't get to finish the World Series because they both just got hurt. But yeah, I was happy for the Rangers. I think the Diamondbacks were also a really fun team. It would have been fine. I was just glad that the Astros got knocked out.
Sure. I think that's
Fuck
what
the Astros.
every casual sports fan was happy about.
Yeah. I was hoping more for a Phillies Rangers matchup. I think that would have been fun. But I'm happy with what we got. Wow, that Thunder Punch was
Wow, damn,
strong.
yeah. So, is there a reason why all of the Pokemon are shiny?
I think it is just to differentiate. If we brought out our own Vulpix,
I see,
that
okay.
they would be able to see that these Vulpix are different. Although that Ghastly looks like a regular Ghastly. I don't know.
It really does.
Okay. We'll use Psychic. That's what this is here for.
Again, the size differential is fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
That this Ghastly would be so much bigger than an Electabuzz.
Yeah. I don't know if these are. Hey, I'm into Pokemon, but I don't know if I'm into Pokemon enough to remember what their actual sizes are supposed to be. To know if these are 100% to scale or if it's doing its own funny math scale here.
Yeah, let's say. I mean, in this case, this is a canon game, right?
Yeah, but there's plenty of canon games where the Pokemon sizes are not the correct scale.
God damn it!
What?
Pokemon. It's a screwy timeline, continuity, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. I think Gyarados is a good lead here. That's gonna hit Sandshrew, Growlithe, Charmander.
Yeah, we haven't seen Charmander yet. No.
Cubone.
Yeah.
Wow,
this is an interesting team comp down there, Tamer.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see some Pokemon that we haven't seen yet, though. Hopefully they select Rattata.
Yeah.
And
I think Haunter's going to be a pretty decent one with our Mega Drain. It's going to be able to take out the Squirtle pretty well and wall the Rattata decently. And then let's bring Nidoking again. I don't think he's necessarily the most effective, but we still haven't gotten to see it in action.
Yeah,
so maybe there will be an opportunity.
That's what I was thinking.
Lesquirt. That's what its name is. Look at that. Look at that shit. This fucking French ass Squirtle over here.
Ha ha ha, baguette.
I guess let's use Bite. I don't think this thing has anything that's going to be good against us.
No, I would think not.
Like an ice move
bubble.
is probably the best thing it could do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got Dig?
Oh, okay.
That's
right.
pointless. I'm a flying Pokemon. This doesn't do anything to me. That's the worst move it could have done.
Why would it have Dig, though, in the first place?
I guess
Dig
Dig
is
it's a good coverage move for against electric Pokemon.
Is a TM that you could teach to a lot of different people?
Yeah. And it's one in Gen 1. I mean, not that this matters what Gen 1 does, but you get it in Cerulean City from that rocket that robs the house.
Right.
Right after you beat Misty. Or no, you can... I think you can do it before you beat Misty. You could have Dig before you do that.
I found my copy of Pokemon Yellow. I was thinking about replaying it.
Yeah.
What should I? On original hardware? What do you think?
I think it's a perfectly fine game. It's always a little dodgy at the beginning because you got a Pikachu against a Brock.
Yeah, that's kind of whack.
So you probably need like a Mankey or a Butterfree at that point. But after that, it's pretty good. I think it's fun how they kind of tried to mirror the show a little bit and do the Team Rocket stuff and bring Jesse and James in.
So I
not
have
my favorite Pokemon, but
no, it's not my favorite Pokemon either. I also have a bias against that game because I recall, getting into Red and Blue, and the people that had Yellow were the ones, by and large, that didn't own Red or Blue. So they were sort of the Johnny-come-latelys. Or they did own it, and then they were the fucking spoiled kids because they got another Pokemon.
That was me
before the actual one. Yeah, because you're an only child, dude.
What I didn't like is, and I'm gonna switch to not because we need to, but I'm gonna switch to Nidoking just so we can see Nidoking. Nidoking, one of my favorite Pokemon. What bugged me as the spoiled kid was that I had Red, and then I got Yellow. Which actually we're gonna. Now this is gonna be even better. So so Dig would be effective against us, and hopefully we're faster against this thing. But Earthquake hits Pokemon even while they're underground.
Oh damn! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think it does double damage, and we are faster. So this is that's gonna hurt. Oh no! Is that not in Gen 1? That might not be in Gen 1. Maybe that's a later thing.
Super effective. It's okay.
Interesting. Okay, we are... Oh, maybe we're not faster. Maybe it's a speed tie, because he went first to do Dig, and then I did Earthquake late. Interesting. Okay. This should still kill it, but that was interesting. I'll tell you one thing that did happen on the first episode is that a Pokemon used Dig, and I used the move Swift.
Yep.
Which has 100% accuracy, but it also hits no matter what. And that move does hit Pokemon that were underground. So I was able to knock out a Pokemon using Swift It was very, very cool. I was pretty excited about that. But yeah, wow, I didn't know that Earthquake didn't work. Or it could be that this is a this would be the most unlikely of things. In Red and Blue, there is a glitch where it's in 1 in 256, I believe.
Okay.
256 chance that any move can miss.
Okay, sure.
It's
So
probably,
anything with 100% accuracy can still miss.
but it's a glitch. It's not supposed to happen like that.
Okay.
It's
weird
because of like
glitch
some
to happen.
yeah,
I
it's
feel
just like a
it'd be
glitch where
relatively
like a
easy to program
value
100%.
yeah, it's like where a value like overflows when it's not supposed to, and it messes everything up. So
Okay.
it makes it so people call it a Gen 1 miss. They quote unquote fixed it for Pokemon Stadium. But the problem is it can still happen, but it is the it's like they made a second layer on it. So I don't think it's actually like exponentially harder, but it is it's like a 1 in like 15,000 chance to miss a 100% accurate
Okay.
move in Pokemon Stadium. So if you
So they
do
didn't
miss a
actually get
100%
rid of
accurate
it.
move, yeah,
Okay.
they just made it way more rare. So it can still
Okay.
happen. It's just exceedingly rare. So I'm gonna guess that Earthquake just doesn't hit Pokemon that dig in Stadium, and not that we had like the 1 in 15,000
Sure, I would
chance
think
to actually miss that move.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we've got this is an interesting team. So we got Flyers.
Yep.
So
So
Electabuzz is going to
Electabuzz,
be a
yeah.
good start, I think. Psychic isn't going to do much against these other ones. It does have Thunder Wave, so it could still use Thunder Wave on these other guys. It would still be good against Slowpoke, so that is, I think that's the best pick to start. We don't really have anything good against Abra. But I think Gyarados is going to be pretty solid against everyone. Even Execute. Like if it has a grass move, we're still gonna half resist that from the flying. And then Haunter's still probably the call.
Yeah, I was thinking
All those
that too.
Pokemon, all those flying Pokemon are still normal types, so we could avoid a lot of that.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't have a really good move.
We've seen everyone. I don't think there's any shame in picking Haunter.
Yeah.
There's 2 battles left. Let's keep on running up those continues.
Yeah. Okay. I mean I don't think we're going to be in a situation where we
yeah.
have to use our third Pokemon. We haven't in any of these battles. But you know.
Oh, that's a cool intro.
It is. I love
Farfetch'd
in this game, but I also just love Farfetch'd in general.
For sure.
I was very bummed about it in Red and Blue because you could only get the one by trading, so it would always be called Ducks because that's what the trainer called it.
That's right. Yep.
And I liked Farfetch'd. It's a great name for a Pokemon.
It's so funny, and the way they spell it and everything.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good Pokemon. Surfetch'd. I think Surfetch'd is okay, but I wish that Farfetch'd was just buffed a little more.
Better than
what
was it? Ducks? What'd you say?
Yeah, Ducks is the name that gave it to the. Okay, what do we do here? Thunder Punch isn't going to be very effective. Psychic isn't going to be very effective. We could use Mega Punch. It's a little inaccurate. We could do a Thunder Wave, just to put this thing in a tougher spot.
Mega Punch, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's try Mega Punch.
What now?
Okay, got a hit.
What now?
That's not doing a lot of damage.
Wow, but the animation of it getting hit and the eggs sort of bouncing, like the 2 front eggs just bodying it is pretty funny.
Leech Seed is bad.
That is bad, yeah.
We're not doing enough. Yeah, maybe we Thunder Wave him first and just paralyze him, and then get out. What do we get out to? Haunter?
I think, yeah, anything that you try to bring in here is just going to try to overpower with pure attack power.
Okay. That would suck if it hits. And it did. Okay.
It did, yeah. Okay.
But we're going to switch him out anyway, so that's fine. Maybe we switch out to Gyarados.
Sure.
Because we can still use Bite. Bite will still be a pretty effective move. Oh, Gyarados has Fire Blast. That's right. So maybe that'll be useful. But yeah, Leech Seed isn't going to be that bad. Egg Bomb's fine. We have pretty decent defense. And that's just a normal move. Yeah. No problems there. Yeah, let's see what the Fire Blast does. We don't have Gyarados, not good special, but that's a 120 base power move. Oh, and it crit. Never mind. That's
There
just
we go.
it.
Yeah.
That's just it.
We take.
What's your favorite Pokemon generation and/or game?
I mean, it's Gen 1. My
Yeah.
favorite game, though, is a different question. So here, going back to let's go back to the favorite generation. I think it's hard to pick any generation that is not the one that you were a child with, and
Sure.
both of us were around and children during the first generation. So the 151 are just like I just love them so much. Favorite game, though. We did a long time ago. You and I did a gym leader run through Diamond
That's
and
true.
Pearl,
We did.
and that was a lot of fun. And that game itself is very good. So maybe that one. I think that's my probably unbiased opinion. But
Okay.
Fire Red would be the cop out.
Yeah, Fire Red's really good.
Yeah, it's just a better version of that Gen 1 game, with sprint and everything. So
Okay, Pierce. Here's what's happening here.
Okay.
We got special drops on us twice, which
Yep.
is real rough. We're definitely going to die to another psychic, I think, or it'd be very close. I think this is the time to switch out. Assuming this thing's just going to use psychic again, Haunter's probably a bad call. Electabuzz would be great here, but it's asleep. I still think we do that. It's got a high enough HP where it probably wakes up at some point, and then can Thunder Punch this thing for the win. But it's going to get a little scary. We might lose a Pokemon. We'll see.
I think it's fair.
This Electabuzz, though.
I think I also wouldn't be upset if we lost a Pokemon because I would like to see what the animation looks like of losing
Sure,
a Pokemon.
you want to see me lose. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I'm rooting against you, and I'm rooting for Slowpoke.
Fair enough. Oh man, that crit? That sucks. Well, let's hope we wake up and Thunder Punch this to death.
Chase, did you know that I play in a fantasy football league that's been going on for almost 10 years now, and it is
I did not
Pokemon
know.
themed?
I did not know that at all.
Yeah, we all have names within the Pokemon universe. Most people do the thing of like the sports name where it's like a city and nickname.
Okay.
So my team name is the Fuchsia City Acid Rain. I've had the same name for 10 years.
I like
But
that.
there are some other team names like the Slateport Shelders,
Okay.
the Cinnabar Island Flamethrowers, Lavender Town Haunters,
These are good
the
names.
White Forest Weedles.
Hey, we woke up. On two.
Hey.
Oh no! I
Oh,
forgot.
boy.
Waking up in Gen 1 is your turn. You don't immediately get to move as you wake up.
Damn, took that in the face.
That's
But yeah,
rough. That's rough.
so we have like a whole like lore built in to our fantasy football league that it is a part of the Pokemon universe.
I like that. That's great.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, we're gonna hope this Mega Drain does it. I don't think it's gonna kill.
Slowpoke up. Ah, here we go.
Ooh, so close, so
Damn.
close. I mean, we're still gonna win. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
of that,
but still.
I hope we don't.
Didn't have to be this
No, we're
close.
fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. You know what? Let's swag on him a little bit. Boom.
Watch it miss.
that would be great.
15,000 chance.
Yeah, we did a very pointless explosion there, but hey, it did the job. And hey, you got to see 2 of my Pokemon faint, just like you wanted. Everybody
I didn't want 2 of them to faint, but I wanted 1 of them to faint.
Well, once you've lost 1 Pokemon, losing 2 is not a big
Doesn't
deal.
matter, yeah, because you don't get the
yeah.
bonus. All right, who's the last one here? The Earth Badge.
Earth Badge, given by Giovanni in Gen
No,
1.
it's given by Old Man.
Fair enough. Okay. We've got 1 water Pokemon. We've got a normal. got a bug poison. We got a dragon, electric, and a ditto.
I feel like Ditto's gonna come out no matter what.
Yeah. Electabuzz can do well against Beedrill and Seal.
Yeah. Porygon too. I would do like Electabuzz, Haunter because he's our MVP, and then
Nidoking?
Nidoking. Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, should we put Nidoking out first? Nidoking deals
let
with
him die?
everything. Well, Nidoking deals with everything except Seal.
Okay.
If Ditto even transforms into us, our Earthquake still kills it, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I think we start with Nidoking. We can have Electabuzz, and then Haunter's just the right call.
This is it, the final battle. Who will match the glory of the
It's gonna be Seal.
championship?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, Earthquake, take this thing out.
Boom.
Oh, ground is not super effective against bug.
Damn.
So,
Or
or
it
it's yeah. Resistant.
I do
That's not
I
bad.
do think Beedrill is
Oh.
kind of a badass Pokemon though.
Bug is super effective against poison in this gen. That is not an always thing. Interesting.
Excuses.
I just didn't realize that. I'm learning stuff. That changed in later generations because they realized, hey, we made poison so bad in Gen 1. We need
Yeah,
to
it
do
is pretty
something.
bad.
I don't think this thing has anything that can really do much to us. Like Tri-Attack is probably its best attack.
Pogon.
Yeah, Porygon got real shafted in the
Yeah,
original
they did
gen.
it dirty here.
In the card game too. Remember the Pokemon? Oh, it has Psychic. Never mind. We're in trouble. Oh, we held on.
Oh, well, we'll get one more hit in at least.
Yeah, why not? Let's. I think we're still faster all the time, so yeah. Do you remember the original card game?
Yeah.
Porygon had no attacking moves. I think it was Conversion and Conversion 2. were its
Yeah.
Attacks.
Okay.
And it also had like 30. It might have had 50 HP. But it had very little HP. Like, what a waste of a card. Couldn't do anything. This is its last thing. I don't think Earthquake will kill it. It'll do a lot. We could also just try a Hail Mary Horn Drill.
Yeah, I think Horn Drill, if only to see the animation.
All right, let's try it. I don't think it'll hit, but I think our other Pokemon will do enough to stop it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's
That's
happening?
fine. That's fine. Fire Blast.
All right.
We should have just done Earthquake, but that's okay. That's okay.
No. This isn't. We're not min-maxing here. We're YouTubing right now.
Okay.
This is for the
yes,
people.
this is content. We're doing content over here.
Electabuzz?
Yeah. We can use Psychic, and it'll probably do fine. And then if we get in real trouble, we can try to use Thunder Wave on our way out. But Thunder Punch is less effective here, but Psychic's still fine. Ooh, especially when we get a special drop. Love that. Hyper Beam. And it missed.
Get fucked.
So, you know what? I'm actually going to use Thunder Punch here because I want to show that, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. It does matter. So in other Pokemon generations, if a... we killed it anyway. Shit.
What were you going to say, though? Whoa.
If Hyper Beam misses, it just doesn't count as a move, and you get to attack the next turn anyway. In this in this game specifically, it doesn't work like that. Even if you miss the Hyper Beam, you still have to recharge the next turn. So I was hoping to use a less effective move on it so we could see that it still had to recharge. But we'll just take the W anyway.
Yeah. I certainly do.
Pierce, that's Stadium Brats.
Cool.
We got our. Well, I like saying Brats because it's like the Pokemon are Brats.
No,
in the stadium.
I understand it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like most people that watch this understand it.
Fair enough. Now, we're not done. We're almost done, but we're not done.
I signed up for that one.
I want to end this with a little mini game. I like
Okay.
I like doing a little mini game at the end of
Sure.
each one of these, just as like a cool down. We'll do normal.
Mario Party.
Last time I did Rock Harden.
Okay.
But do you
Woof.
have you never played this game, right? So you don't
Nope.
know what any of these are.
I don't know what any of these are. I'm just gonna pick
let's-
based on the name.
Okay.
Okay, so
All
Sugar
right,
Round is on top
We've
contender.
got Magikarp Splash, Clefairy Says,
No.
Run Rattata Run,
No.
Sushi Go Round,
Yes.
Thundering Dynamo,
No.
Snore War,
Okay, kind of good.
Ekansu Pearl, Rock Harden, or Dig Dig
Good
Dig.
too. Snore War.
Snore War. I will tell you, I think I'm the worst at this one,
Good.
but we'll try it. So it's a timing based thing, and you have to hit hypnosis when the pendulum hits the needle.
Okay.
So, one button game here, only using the A button. And so we're trying to put the other Pokemon to sleep. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, shit! I'm missing. If you see the Z's above my head, I'm missing. Uh-oh,
Okay, yeah, I
I'm
see it.
shaking. I'm
Uh-oh.
shaking. Uh-oh.
You got this.
I don't think I do. I don't think I
Focus.
do.
This is a pretty funny
Nope,
mini
I'm
game,
out,
and,
I'm
and how
out.
the animations change.
Ah!
Oh, Redcom.
Damn. I'm 0 for 2 on mini games.
Well, that's all right.
That's too bad. But hey, we tried. We don't have to win a mini game. We just play one mini
play
game
them,
each
yeah.
time. This is a great game. I'm glad you're here to play with me. So normally, you'd be able to go into the GB Tower in this game and connect using the transfer pack on the back of your N64 controller and
Game Boy
bring in your old
Pocket right
Pokemon. Yeah, but you can't do that on a Nintendo Switch. They don't let you do that anymore. I imagine when they eventually put the Pokemon games on Nintendo Switch Online somewhere, that they'll have a way to transfer those in. Maybe not. It does have free battle where you can do those things. You can bring in those Pokemon. You can also play multiplayer. The Hall of Fame, the school, and then the Gym Leader Castle. I will also be doing this as well, probably once I finish the other cups. But it does actually pit you against Brock and Misty and those, and they have more themed teams. So that'll I think that's going to be more of an ender. But now when you go into the stadium, we can see, hey, we got that little trophy there on the cup. And now, Great Balls
I don't
open.
see
So
the trophy. Oh,
it's on.
oh
Poker
yeah,
Cup there. You see
okay,
in the corner?
gotcha.
Yeah. So hey, we'll we're getting there. How many cups were there in here? There's 4.
4, yeah.
So we've done 2. We have 3 more from this, 4 more from the Prime Cup. So we have 8 more cups to go.
Yeah.
Plus the Gym Leader Challenge.
10, 15-hour game.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, the battles are going to get harder. So I don't think I'm going to walk through the rest of these. Maybe for the next few, we're going to still be okay. But at some point, we're going to hit some brick walls, and it might take a couple of episodes to beat different things. But that's Pokemon Stadium. That's Stadium Brats or Brats. I don't care what you say.
Brats,
I'm probably going to keep saying Brats.
I'm saying Brats.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have you on again, Pierce. Do you want to plug or pitch anything else while you're here?
No, man. Thanks for having me listen to Pilot Program. It's a podcast about watching the pilot episodes of every single TV show ever made. And I'm the co-host of that. We're going to be returning soon, sounds like, now that the strike is over. So check that out. That's what I'm plugging.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanna go listen to some of the old episodes, our first one was on Seinfeld. We've what are some other ones we've done? We did Sailor Moon. We did The Boys.
The Shield, which was a show neither of us liked.
Oh God, we did The Shield. Yeah, we did WWF Monday Night Raw.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, a good mix. You hated doing it at the time.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but
Looking back on it,
back.
I would do like SmackDown or something in the future if we wanted to.
I think we could get away from WWE if we wanted to do another wrestling
The
thing.
AEW,
I've got
whatever
some
that's called. What's their show?
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
was their
All right,
show.
there we go. Sure.
So yeah, we have a lot of things in the hopper. We have, in fact, I'm looking at our big potential show list, and it is multiple Google Doc pages long. I'm very excited. We'll get to all of them eventually, I'm sure. But thank you, folks, for sticking with us here on Stadium Brats. Uh,
Brats.
Pierce, thanks so much. Hopefully, we can get you on for another one of these later as we do this.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. Yeah. Catch you guys later.